saying goes, you're the champs until you're not. So the Warriors deserve our respect as the reigning NBA champions. It's one thing to get there, can you stay there? Something they know all too well as they look to make it 5 NBA titles in 9 seasons. Their defensive identity and experience came up clutch for them in the playoffs last season. Plus with Steph Curry, Draymond Green and Klay Thompson still at the helm, their experience and continuity, you just can't put a price on that. Plus, the next tidal wave of talent coming through. That's Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman, Moses Moody and Jordan Poole. The Warriors have championship swagger and they're just getting younger. They say you got to lose one to win one, and after going down to the Golden State Warriors in their first trip to the Big Dance last season, the Boston Celtics are primed to make another big run at the Eastern Conference crown. Not one to rest on their laurels, they went out and brought in some off-season reinforcements, with the likes of Blake Griffin and Malcolm Brogdon adding to what was already a very deep roster. We saw just how important that depth was in the playoffs. They just got deeper. Armed with plenty of experience with the likes of Al Horford, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Marcus Smart, and Jaylen Brown, the Boston Celtics have plenty of talent all over the floor. But it all comes down to Jason Tatum, who made the leap from All-Star to All-NBA First Team, and is now on the superstar ascension. Can he take the Boston Celtics with him? I think so. Last season, the Phoenix Suns were the favourite to win the NBA title, after winning a league-best 64 games. Well, that is until they ran into Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. Heading into this season, there's a renewed sense of urgency with Chris Paul's title window as he heads into his 18th season. DeAndre Ayton, he's back on a long-term deal, as is Devin Booker, and we all saw what he could do in the finals just a couple seasons ago. Can he make that leap from All-Star to MVP caliber player? If he can, the Phoenix Suns are going to be a lot of trouble. I'm going to put this out there. I think this is the best LA Clippers team ever assembled. Their big two of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, well, now that's a big three with John Wall entering the fold. Last season, they won a lot of games thanks to their number 8 ranked defense. And that's with Kawhi Leonard missing the whole season and Paul George only playing 31 games. A lot of that credit has to go to Ty Lue, one of the best X's and O's coaches in the league. He's working wonders with that clipboard. Health has been the big obstacle for the Clippers in recent seasons, but if they can get Wall, Leonard and George out on the floor in the playoffs, that's a team no one wants to see. Pound for pound, is there a better team on paper than the Brooklyn Nets? I don't think so. You can still make an argument that Kevin Durant is the best player in the league, and although Kyrie Irving only played 29 games last season, he was still pretty close to career best form. The third part of that big three, Aussie Ben Simmons is back in the fold, and he addresses a couple of the Nets' biggest needs. That's getting out in transition and playing defense. He is the most versatile defender in the league, and he's going to add a lot to this Nets team this season. You can call it a comeback season. Markieff Morris, Royce O'Neal, they got extra help there for the Brooklyn Nets, and they look like they're one of the deepest teams on paper. Will that translate onto the court? I'm pretty confident. The Milwaukee Bucks. Now this is a team the rest of the Eastern Conference should definitely fear. The way Giannis Antetokounmpo finished off last season, he nearly flipped the MVP race on its head, and I expect him to do the same again this season. Injuries to Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton halted their progress last season, but they still have the key ingredients that saw them win a championship in 2021. Plus, they have a secret weapon coming back in the second half of the season. You guessed it, that's Aussie Joe Ingles. That's the guy you want come playoff time.